Hi friends. So this is our second lecture on the portrait of a lady by Khushwant Singh, the famous writer about whom you remember him, trained to Pakistan based on 1947 partition of India. The partition is the background of that novel. It's a classic novel, and based on that classic novel there is a film that is produced in 1998. And now we start with our text. In the text, what attracts you most is words and phrases. Because these words and phrases you have to internalize. Internalize means you should try to use them in your day-to-day life. Otherwise, of course, I think that there won't be any point in learning these things. Because the matter is a simple one. That is, as I have already seen, grandmother's description of grandmother, her hair, outward appearance, the mental peace I enjoyed, and the journey that they had, different stages of the growth of Khushwant Singh, and then the last days of his grandmother, etc. This is nothing very difficult to remember, but what is most important is that when we read this, or when we study this, what's important is you should be able to use this in your day-to-day life. Okay. So let's say old and wrinkled means you can say meaning very simple. When you close an umbrella, it is old and wrinkled. It is wrinkled, but when you open it, it is young and pretty. Isn't it? That is a very simple example by which you can remember this. When you close the umbrella, it is old and wrinkled. But when you open it, what happens is it is young and pretty. So both these things. Hard to believe, difficult to believe. It is hard to believe that there is flood in summer season. It is hard to believe that the rivers are flooded in the summer season. Hard to believe. Best part of his chest. Best part of his chest means major part of his chest. We can say that he was wearing a medal that covered the best part of his chest. The medal covered the best part of his chest, we can say. And also you can say best part of my life, best part of her life, best part of my education, best part of my life in the college, best part of my life in the school. Like that you can use it with the other words also. Lots and lots of Miss Plenty of. I have lots and lots of grandchildren. You can say, or you can say, I have lots and lots of students who remember me. Miss Plenty of. I have lots and lots of friends. I have lots and lots of relatives. You can say. Then thought was revolting. Means difficult to accept. Thought was revolting means difficult to accept. To revolt means to rebel. So the thought rebels against you. That is, the thought was revolting. For example, if you say, if you say that the sky has fallen, that thought is revolting. You cannot believe it. It's impossible. The sky has fallen. You cannot. Or the sun has become dark. Thought was revolting. Isn't it? Yes. Then absurd and undignified. It is absurd and undignified to copy in the exam hall. Absurd, stupid, undignified, indecent. Stupid and indecent. Copying in the examination hall. Criss of wrinkles. You can see the picture of Mother Teresa. Her picture, her face. It's a crisscross of wrinkles. Have you seen that? Crisscross of wrinkles. Means many wrinkles on the face. Then expanse of pure serenity. Serenity means peace. Expanse means which is spread. When you look at, when you go to some lonely places, you will see it is an expanse of serenity. Now, grandmother is an expanse of serenity means she is very peaceful, very calm and quiet. That's the meaning. Next is winter landscape in the mountains. Winter season, it's a quiet season, less activity. and in the mountains, lesser activity. So winter season, winter in the winter landscape in the mountains means practically no activity, because she is terribly old, as we can see when you read the text. You will find that. Breathing peace and contentment. Contentment means satisfaction. It means fully satisfied person. If you look at me, I am breathing peace and contentment. Right? Free. Isn't it? Yeah. Right. Now, after getting this, what you should do? You should try to use these phrases in sentences of your own. That's what you should do. For example, old and wrinkled. An umbrella when it is closed is old and wrinkled. This morning I met an old and wrinkled beggar and I gave him ₹10. Like that. I saw a very old lady. She was old and wrinkled. Yeah. Then young and pretty. These people are young and pretty. These people are young and handsome. The boys are young and handsome. The girls are young and pretty. That is. And we have hard to believe. It is hard to believe that, as just now I told you already, there is flood, or you can say the rivers are in floods during the summer season. So it's hard to believe. Or you can say it is hard to believe that there is a white crow. White crow. Crows are black, so it is hard to believe. Same way you can also use for revolting. It is revolting to think that a crow is white. Revolting to think. Best part of his chest. The best part of his chest has been covered with a gold plate. A gold plate, yes. The best part of his chest has been covered with a gold plate. Or you can say, he covered the best part of his chest with a handkerchief. He covered the best part of his chest with a handkerchief. Lots and lots of. Everybody here has got lots and lots of friends. I have lots and lots of friends. You have lots and lots of friends. And thought was revolting. It is the thought that, or it is revolting to think that, or the thought that there is a white crow is revolting. Means you simply cannot believe it. Or you find, see, some of the students in this class, they are having wings. That is revolting. You cannot believe that. So everybody with wings, absurd and undignified. It is absurd and undignified to travel without ticket. It is absurd and undignified to copy in the exam hall. It is absurd and undignified to talk in the class loudly. So those are examples. Crisscross of wrinkles. There are many old people there. When you look at their face, you find only a crisscross of wrinkles. Crisscross of wrinkles. If you don't iron your dress, then you will find a crisscross of wrinkles on it. So it is crisscross of wrinkles. Means starting from everywhere, I am going to everywhere. Let's think like this. That is crisscross. Expanse of pure serenity. Certain sannyasis, if you look at their face, it's an expanse of pure serenity. Sun masters, their faces you can see. Expanse of pure serenity. My teacher's face, expanse of pure serenity, yes. And then we have a winter landscape in the mountains. So you can say that Mother Teresa was like a winter landscape in the mountains, Mother Teresa. Or you can say Sadgurus, they are like a winter landscape in the mountains. Very peaceful and not very active and things like that. Meditating and breathing peace and contentment. My grandfather is breathing peace and contentment. He is very happy. Nothing to worry about. Understand? So this is now these have become your. If you can use these in sentences of your own, then what happens is these phrases will become yours. And after that, when you write, when you speak, when you talk to your friends, when you mobile your friends, you can use. You can say, hello, how are you? Today I saw a woman. Her face was crisscross of wrinkles. Or you can say, I saw an old man, a gentleman really. He looked winter landscape in the mountains. Understand? So this is how you should do. Otherwise, I don't know what is the asking questions like this. And how old was his grandmother? Who wrote this? And what do you know about the character of grandmother? And it's simple, they are simple questions. So what is important is this. Understand? So let's say, now we will read the lesson. Today we will do 17 sentences. Of the 17 sentences, 5 sentences, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These are about his grandfather. The rest of his 12 sentences, they are about his grandmother. And it's all about, you can see, there are 3 points here today. One is introduction, how his grandmother looked like. Then you shift to grandfather. And after that, from there you go to grandmother for more details. So you have got 3 frames today, you can say. So begin. My grandmother, like everybody's grandmother, was old. See? And she had been old and wrinkled for the 20 years I had known her. So I had known her for 20 years means that is the period of time that they were together. There, as you will find further, you will see they are constantly together till when he went for his university examination. So university studies. So till then. So old and wrinkled and 20 years I have. People said that she had once been young and pretty and had even had a husband, but that was hard to believe. When I look at her, crisscross of wrinkles, old and wrinkled, how can this woman think? I cannot think of this woman being, or my grandmother being, someday young and pretty. Once upon a time she was young and pretty, and she married, she had a romantic life, she had children. These things I cannot believe, you see. Because the situation when I look at her face now, I cannot, I can never in my flashback come this picture of her being young and children and so on, husband and so on. So pretty and hard to believe, difficult to believe. Hard to believe, yes, it is difficult to believe. That my grandmother was once young, she had a husband, she had children. These things hard to believe when I look at her face now. Now the frame shifts to grandfather. My grandfather's portrait hung above the mantelpiece in the drawing room. Mantelpiece means a wooden structure covering the fireplace in a room. He wore a big turban and loose-fitting clothes. Turban means headdress. And a twisted headdress made of twisted cloth. And very often it is a very lengthy cloth. Probably you might have seen that people wearing headdress. That is a turban. Loose-fitting clothes. Three or four persons could get into that and hide. That is loose-fitting clothes. His long white beard covered the best part of his chest, up to this part. And he looked at least 100 years old. So grandmother is old and grandfather is very, very old. He did not look the sort of person, means the kind of person who would have a wife and children. So for a young Khushwant Singh, it's unbelievable that his grandfather and grandmother had a younger days in their life. They were once young, he simply cannot believe that. He says, he cannot be, what he says, I cannot believe that once upon a time he was young, he got married, he had children and so on. I can only think, looking at him, I can only think or imagine that he had only lots and lots of grandchildren. And then he did not look the sort of person, etc. He looked as if he could only have lots and lots of grandchildren. Plenty of that, lots and lots of friends we have seen. And my grandmother, being young and pretty, the thought was revolting. So impossible for me to believe that. She often told us of the games she used to play as a child. That also, she had a childhood also. How can I believe that, she thought? That seemed quite absurd and undignified on her part. And we treated them like the fables, stories, or the prophets she used to tell us. She used to tell us many stories, fable stories, Aesop's fables, So like that, I thought that when she used to play game and so on, we thought that it was just a story. We don't believe it. She had always been short and fat and slightly bent. That was her position. Her face was crisscross of wrinkles, running from everywhere to everywhere, that we have seen. No, we were certain that she had always been as we had thought, was almost holding an expanse of pure white serenity, a turning point accepted as seclusion with resignation, veritable bedlam of chirrupings, flavorless rebukes, sagging skin of a dilapidated drum as we know her. So these are different descriptions that we have already seen. Old, so terribly old, that she could not have been grown older and had stayed at the same age for 20 years. She could never have been pretty, but she was always beautiful. See that I can think of one thing, that once upon a time and now also she is a very beautiful lady. That's all I can believe. She would she was like the winter landscape in the mountains, an expanse of pure white serenity, breathing peace and contentment. So not much activity, but looking at her face, it is so saintly and pious. So when you look at her face, we also feel that peace, it slowly comes, and we are in a way embraced by her peace and her contentment and her love and her beauty and her serenity. So peace. So in the presence of certain person, you feel peace now. So like that, my grandma. So my dear friends, I hope that after reading these 17 sentences, you probably might have learned all these phrases, and you are in a position to use them as your own, and the English, so to say. My grandmother, like everybody's grandmother, was what a simple but beautiful opening. See, the style of writing, narration. She was a journalist par excellence. So that's also that you can see here. The description. You see his grandfather is standing in front of us. So that is vivid description, lively description, and beautiful phrases, young and pretty, old and wrinkled, crisscross of wrinkles, hard to believe, thought was revolting. So you should try to use this in your writings, in your speaking, your day-to-day life, and develop a style of your own. I hope that you will be doing that. Bye, have a nice day. We'll continue with this. But before that, let's put on some confidence. Okay. So out you troublesome man, killer of man and animals. Get the hell out forever. Now, right now from here. So all of you in the class should chant this together. Listen, this one, it's a mantra, you can say. You repeat this mantra, chant it, and that will give you confidence to fight against this killer virus. I hope that you are doing that. Enjoy your life, take care, be academic, and also be alert. Bye.